You're listening to the Headlock Talkover Podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover Podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. I am Jeremy, nicknamed TBC. He is Jack the Seer. How are you, Jack the Seer?
I'm so excited to talk about the news.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I might explode.
But before we talk about the thing that I've no idea what you're going to talk about. I've got some tenable answers for you.
Oh, Christ. Answers or questions?
Well, I've got a question for you, and you've got to give me answers.
I've got the answers for you, then.
Okay.
I just glanced at the page. I'm so sorry.
You could see these answers, and you would not be able to figure out the category.
I didn't see anything.
I warned you before, and this was going to be out of pocket. And this is so out of pocket that I think the audience could guess along with this and still do about as well as you would. Because it's just the most random 10. And it's not a top 10, it's just a list of 10. There's no particular order here.
So there's only 10.
There are only 10.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I would like you to name me the 10 former world champions, or current world champions, I won't specify, that Austin Theory has pinned.
Oh my God.
There are only 10 that Austin Theory has pinned.
What the fuck?
I know.
What the fuck?
Again, 3 lives. You get 4 wrong, then you're out, and I'll go through the rest.
World champions?
World champions. Either current or former, but they were world champions.
This isn't going to last very long.
Well, we'll see.
Did he pin Cena? Fuck. John Cena.
John Cena. May 39, I believe, for the United States Championship.
Right. This is really hard. But main roster world champions?
Yes.
Okay. And that doesn't include NXT, like the NXT title, does it?
No, everyone on this list has been a main roster world champion.
Does that include the Universal title?
It does.
Okay. Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens. He pinned Kevin Owens on weekly TV in January 2022. That was the most recent time he's pinned Kevin Owens.
I remember them feuding for a while, didn't they?
Yeah.
A
lot of this is within like a 1 year period.
That one year where he was the boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is an absolute stab in the dark. Finn Balor?
Finn Balor.
Oh.
April 2022.
Oy.
Just before, I believe, WrestleMania 39.
Right.
Or 38.
Okay.
3 for 3. 7 to go.
Has he pinned Priest? Oh, I don't know. Oh. Damian Priest?
Damian Priest is not on the list. That is your first life gone.
Was he called up after the Theory push?
Around the same time, I think.
Yeah, damn it. Okay.
Austin, I think around that time when Priest was moving up, Theory was moving down, so they never really crossed paths.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing to say. Okay. I can't think of any wrestlers again. My mind's just gone completely blank.
The pressure will do that to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I showed you this list, you wouldn't have guessed that was the category.
No, not a chance. I'm trying to think now of really obscure people that held it.
Okay.
And I can't stop thinking of Jack Swagger, of all people. That's not a guess.
You've got to think about the timeline Theory was around.
Yeah, that's it. And it's because Roman had that belt for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to go through. Did he pin Orton?
He didn't pin Orton. That's your second life.
Oh, you bugger.
Would you like a clue?
Yeah.
4 of the 7 remaining people are still wrestling, but not in WWE.
Oh, Christ. So world champions that have presumably jumped ship to either AEW or TNA. Oh, fuck you. You know what? Why not? Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler.
Oh!
August 2022, he was defeated by Austin Theory. Again, John Cena is the only person on this list where it happened at a pay-per-view. Everything else, it was weekly TV.
Oh,
Theory did not win a lot on pay-per-view, it seems.
No. World champions that have jumped ship. I can't think of anyone else who's jumped to TNA that was a world champion, unless I'm forgetting someone massive. AEW. Theory would not have pinned Daniel Bryan.
Remember the point where I said they're still wrestling, so that does disqualify Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, true.
But you're right, he would not have pinned Daniel Bryan.
No. Well, he pinned John Cena.
Yeah.
World champions in AEW. Why? Okay, who's jumped ship? I don't know, because they used them on AEW for like 2 weeks and then they're forgotten about.
Do they?
Do they? Do they, he said. They do. Oh! Did he pin, and I'm out if I get this wrong.
Well, you get one more if you get this wrong.
Dean Ambrose?
No, he didn't pin Dean Ambrose. Ambrose was gone from the company by the time Theory had come up. 2019, Dean Ambrose left WWE.
Oh my God. Oh man.
But you're on the right kind of lines with certain people.
Wait.
There's multiple connections to Ambrose at the moment that are on this list.
Seth
Rollins.
Oh! Crikey.
January 2023. They feuded for a long time for the United States Championship.
Yeah, I can picture it now.
Yeah, January 2023 was the most recent defeat.
You
got half of them, but
it's not good enough.
You're not allowed any more wrong answers. So
no. Fucking hell. I still think there's an AEW one that I'm forgetting about.
I ain't saying nothing. But you know there are 3 in other companies because you've listed one of the 4 that I told you about.
Yeah. And it's just world champions in WWE.
Yeah.
That's what you're... So, this isn't a guess of mine, but like... The Ring of Honor world title doesn't count, right?
WWE
okay, cool.
World Heavyweight Championship, Universal Championship, all that.
Am I saying that? I don't know who he would have pinned up with. Flipping hell.
Well, you have said Kevin Owens. He was ROH World Champion.
Yeah, he was. Why is this so difficult?
Because I wouldn't be surprised if you'd forgotten 2 of these were world champion. Maybe 3 of these.
Yeah. I remembered Finn. He held it for a day.
Yeah.
McIntyre.
No, not McIntyre.
I don't know.
I'll start with the 3 who are in other companies.
Go on.
By most obvious to least obvious. So most obvious is the least likely I'd expect Austin to pin. Edge.
Oh, fucking hell!
Edge pinned... Theory pinned Edge in the road to WrestleMania before he left the company.
Oh, is one of the others
What about Triple Threat?
Is one of the others Christian?
No. No, not Christian.
Oh,
Bobby Lashley.
Oh,
they feuded for a million years for that United States Championship. That was in January 2023.
Oh my God, was one Miz?
No.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jeff Hardy was the other one.
What? When did that happen?
October 2021. Austin pinned Jeff Hardy, I'm assuming for the United States Championship again. Well, that's the earliest on this list as well.
Bugger me down.
And then the other two were Sheamus and Rey Mysterio.
That's so obvious.
That was a tough one. I knew it was going to be a tough one, but once I saw that list of 10, I couldn't turn it down.
He did pin Sheamus as well.
Yeah, of course he did.
Well done.
Shall we talk about some news before you spontaneously combust?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's talk about the Women's Chamber match, shall we?
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think the opening is all we really need to talk about, and then the ending. So we open up with the 6 competitors. It's Naomi and Liv opening things up.
Yes.
Yep. Immediately, as the bell rings, Jade Cargill's music plays.
Jade Cargill comes out looking like a fucking Terminator and just beelines it and kicks the piss out of Naomi.
Yep.
Like uncomfortably. Like,
and the entire walk up, they were like, "Oh my God, she's gonna beat the shit out of Liv."
And Liv was selling it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The way when the camera panned to Jade walking out the ring, she looked $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put the belt on her immediately. Like
she needs a bit more time, but yes, she should have the belt eventually.
Like the whole like energy completely changed when she came out.
Oh yeah,
and she looked shredded.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah,
it was so much fun to see her just do that. I think that's what she's best at. Just trash talking. She's essentially a female Austin. That's how she should be treated, I think.
Yeah,
because the attitude as she walks down the ring, and
it was the walk.
Wow. Yeah.
It wasn't like oh, I'm back. Here's my time to shine back. She just came out and went and it was
you.
Like, oh my life. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
But she looked fantastic and the way she like acted in the ring was perfect. Slamming the door on Naomi's head.
Oh yeah, that looked awful. Very, very well done. So Naomi was essentially written out of the match. And then I thought Bianca was also getting written out of the match because while this attack was going on, Bianca was just losing her mind and virtually crying at 2 of her best friends attacking each other and her unsure what to do.
Did you notice there was a little glance? So when Jade was coming to the ring, the camera shot to Liv and Liv was acting going, oh my God. Yep. And in the background you saw Naomi look at Bianca like that and there was like a look between the two. I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but I hope it was.
Are you suggesting the whole thing was coordinated by both of them?
Oh.
That
swerve, bro.
That would throw a spanner into the works because if we jump forward a little bit, Bianca won the whole thing. So that means presumably we're going to get Rhea Ripley versus Bianca at WrestleMania and not Io versus Bianca, but we'll see on that one. Because that's the only title match happening between now and WrestleMania, is Rhea and Io.
Yeah. Unless... oh, no. I was going to say Jade takes out Bianca, maybe.
It's unlikely. I'd be very surprised if they do that. But this ties back to a Royal Rumble a few years ago, the one that Bianca won. They were the final 2, Rhea and Bianca. And you know what they're doing like at the moment with, say, Braun and Jacob? They're like saying, this is the future right here. That's what they did with that moment. And now it's like 3 or 4 years later, it's showing because they've had both incredible bodies of work since then.
Yeah.
And that's a matchup I'd love to see. I have to assume Bianca will turn heel to make that work.
Yeah, well, that could tie in with the whole Jade thing.
Exactly. But then, does that mean we get Jade versus Naomi at WrestleMania? That seems underwhelming in comparison to Jade versus Bianca.
It could be like a... Well, it depends. What if Bianca takes the title off Rhea, and then you get a year-long build of Jade finishing her story, I guess, because that's the thing that people do and say now, isn't it?
They are currently all on SmackDown, aren't they? Jade and Bianca and Naomi, I believe, are on SmackDown, whereas Rhea's on Raw. So if Bianca were to win the title, she'd have to switch to Raw, and that separates them.
Oh, right,
until, like, maybe the Rumble, where they meet up. Keep them apart for a while, but that does leave the Jade and Naomi thing.
And then you got Io.
Question. Yeah, where does Io fit in all this?
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Oh, there's so many parts.
Yeah, it certainly is. We'll move on to the next match. The only one I didn't watch, unfortunately. Wanted to, but time was a factor before we recorded today, and that was the women's tag match. I don't even know who won. I'm assuming it was Tiffy and Trish.
Oh, yeah, it was. And Stratus pinned Jax.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That's not what I expected. I expected Candice to take the pin 100%.
It was in Toronto, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'll just spit.
No, you're all good.
Toronto. I wasn't spitting at Canada, just my active saliva glands. We are talking about Trish Stratus. Yeah, Trish's hometown, get the big win. Yeah, nothing to... As far as I was aware, nothing to report, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, so. Exactly what we expected. What we didn't really expect was the carnage that was to follow in the next match. Because we had Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match.
It wasn't quite as brutal as I thought it was going to be, but I was expecting, like, 15 years ago Ring of Honor levels of, which is just daft. Like, they're not doing that now.
I was expecting that Fisherman Buster, like, drop on turnbuckle spot that they like to do.
Oh,
they've done that before, the two of them.
The Brain Buster.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do that because obviously Kevin Owens has pulled out the Fisherman Buster from the top rope a couple of times now, and they could have made that work and thrown the turnbuckle in there, but they didn't do that.
I have a theory as to why it wasn't so brutal, but that ties in with what happened at the end. So,
okay, fair enough.
But yeah, there was barbed wire chairs and all sorts,
multiple table spots,
lots of doing that thing that I don't know how wrestlers do it, and it makes me wince. Doing moves on chairs that are upright.
Yeah,
no, stop doing that immediately.
Well, the one
sorry to interrupt you, but I once fell. I used to skateboard a lot back in my youth, and I did it a couple of times where you fall on your skateboard and you skateboard sideways and your back bends a bit, and now every time I see like a wrestler do that, I'm like, no.
Well, the one that stood out to me was the blue thunder bomb that Sami gave to Kevin. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So you had two chairs facing each other, the barbed wire chair on top of that. Sami gave Kevin a blue thunder bomb onto that, and it didn't budge. Nuh-uh. No, thank you. And that still didn't end the match.
No.
It felt like it kind of lost its pacing towards the end, I will say that. Because it kept ramping up and getting ridiculous and more ridiculous with the weapons they were using. And then all of a sudden, it was 2 power bombs onto the apron that ended the match.
I think that's a callback, though, because that's how Owens beat Zayn in NXT for the NXT title.
Oh yeah, but he did it like 4 or 5 times, didn't he?
It was 4 or 5, and then it was was it
ref stoppage?
Ref stoppage.
Yeah, they had to stop the match.
So maybe it was a callback.
You got to ramp it up if you're going to do a callback, though. That was ramping it down.
Yeah. Sometimes I think wrestlers think that things are fans remember more than they do.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when? It's funny in hindsight. That Adam Cole and Malachi Black match.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh my God, Black's leaving the company. They were like, it's a callback to our match. But now I'm leaving the company, so fuck course. Yeah.
That always reminds me of that chair spot they had as well, though. You remember that in NXT? Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, and they had the chairs that way.
Oh, yeah.
That was that match.
Cole loves it, doesn't he?
Cole took a Death Valley driver onto chairs pointed that way. No way Adam Cole's back. Nuh-uh. So to end, it ended with those 2 powerbombs to the apron. Kevin Owens wins and then continues the beatdown. Rips up some of the padding from the concrete floor. I can't remember the move he goes to hit Zayn with. There might be another powerbomb or a package power driver onto it.
I can't remember, to be honest.
And Kevin Owens is interrupted by Randy Orton. Randy taking his sweet ass time coming to the ring, though.
Yeah, Randy don't rush for nobody.
Modern day Kevin Nash.
Well, he didn't have a return last time, did he? Because he had a return and then Punk came out afterwards.
Oh, yeah,
so
true.
Maybe this was his return.
Let him bask in it, yeah.
In Canada.
Yeah. But then they got into it in the ring. And they've given us a nice little precursor to what is inevitably their Mania match. Because it's going to be a one-on-one with Orton and Owens at Mania.
Yeah.
I'd bet my house on it. But they teased up the punt, which we have not seen in over a decade, I want to say. I think it's been over a decade since we've seen the punt.
Behave yourself.
I think so.
It has not been 10 years.
2015 was 10 years ago, man. That was Seth Rollins' sort of era when he was world champion, just after the heist of the century.
Oh my God.
That's almost 10 years ago, the heist of the century.
Oh!
How time bloody flies.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, but it's true. So I don't think we've seen the punt in that long. So essentially it's going to be who can hit the devastating finisher first. And presumably Orton's going to hit the punt and win. To get that nice Mania moment.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep. And then we come to the main event. Lots of interesting moments in this main event in general. A lot of the rivalries being like re-triggered as they have been for the last couple of months now. One touch I loved. McIntyre getting eliminated first.
Yeah.
If you're going to have Mad Drew, you got to give him reason to be Mad Drew. And it was a fucking roll-up as well.
The most devastating move in all of pro wrestling.
3 roll-ups in about as many weeks.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Then Priest was next.
Just to go back to Drew as well, he was the betting favourite.
Was he?
To win.
Wow.
Like a lot. Apparently a lot of places that were taking bets had to take him off because it was just so low.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have thought him in a million years.
Well, there was all those reports coming out that he was going to be the chosen one from The Rock.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about that?
No, I had no idea it was supposed to be Drew. That's news to me.
Obviously wasn't supposed to, but there was rumours going around that it was going to be Drew. And I think that might be why it happened. But it didn't happen.
No, in fact, he went out first. Then we had Priest. And who am I forgetting? Who was the other one?
Paul?
Yeah, Paul was next. I was trying to think if there was someone before Paul.
And just as I thought was going to happen, Logan Paul did something athletic off the top of the cage and no one cared.
Yeah, you called that one.
Yeah.
That's for sure. To be honest, by that point, when I knew Logan was next, I don't even remember how he went out. I can't remember what move it was that did him in.
No, I can't remember either.
No, I think it might have been a bunch of finishes, one by one.
We're not here to talk about who won.
Yes.
Let's be... Well, yeah, we are.
Yes, we are.
We are.
Down to Punk and Rollins and Cena. And Rollins kind of made a rod for his own back. Like, there was a point where he threw Cena into the pod and the pod broke. And rather than capitalise on that and remove Cena from the match, he set his eyes straight on Punk and went to defeat him. And it cost him because he was next out after a GTS and then an AA.
Yeah.
So his hubris got in the way and lost his opportunity. And as all of us kind of wanted, we had Cena and Punk as the final two, who were the two we kind of picked to win the whole thing.
It was going to come down between those two, which in 2025 is such a mad thing to say. Such a mad thing to say.
I don't think we can say anything's mad anymore, but
No.
we'll get to that. Rollins was a sneaky devil. that Mr. Rollins, after being eliminated, he just sort of hung around and no one ushered him out. He was just hanging around.
You gonna go anywhere, Seth? All right, yeah, cool, fine, whatever. Stay there.
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
And about 5 minutes into the match within a match, Rollins just gives Punk a stomp.
Punk's leaning over the ropes, isn't he? And Rollins does it
onto the metal outside.
Yeah, over the ropes, onto the metal outside. Cool little detail as well. You see Cena see it happen, and good guy Cena would normally, not like this, blah, 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 go straight for the pin.
Yeah.
He wants to get to Mania. Yeah.
So, long story short, John Cena is the one to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. But immediately after Cena's win, Cody Rhodes comes out, suited up, belt in hand. Before he can say anything, really. I mean, they embrace in the ring, and then The Rock's music comes out. Not before...
And then some weird skinny guy comes out.
That's Travis Scott,
absolutely crushing a can of whatever it was. What was that?
I don't know what it was.
He was necking it. Like, Jesus Christ.
Travis Scott is one of those rapists. He's one of those.
Yeah. Like an Eminem.
I was going to say, name a rapper.
Bad Bunny.
With these punk tattoos, name a rapper.
Yeah. I couldn't name you any rap artist after DMX. If it's not DMX or Dr. Dre, I don't care.
There we go.
He's maybe a bit of Snoop.
He's one of the rappers. No idea why he was there. He was there just as a preface to The Rock coming out.
And what was that belt he had? He had a belt.
I'm assuming it was the People's Championship. I didn't really look at it. I think I skipped forward and I was like, when's Rock getting in the ring? Because he's going to take 3 minutes to walk down. And... Rock cuts a promo on Cody saying, like, this is your chance. The American Nightmare can live forever if you say yes and give me your soul. If you don't, the dream will die. And
that was a cool little line as well.
It was a nice line.
The dream will die again, did he say?
Yeah, I think so.
Because of the American dream.
Of course.
Oh, you sneaky bitch.
I loved it. But then we had Cody with a rebuttal who said... He really brought you in with the first few things he said, because he was like, my soul, it doesn't belong to me.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because it belongs to this ring and these fans. And then you get the swell of the audience, and it's a really cool moment.
And then
we get introduced to the Netflix era.
Yeah.
Because Cody Rhodes tells The Rock to go fuck himself.
You know what? It was exactly the same line that Christian used on Edge.
Yes.
Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself. Oh, it was so good. And Cena in the background giving it, yes!
I think that's the first time we've heard the F word on WWE television since Vince threatened to give Shane a fucking beating. And I think that was 2016.
Oh, man. It was so good.
Absolutely genius. And then The Rock, he just sort of stands there.
He stands there stoically. Cody turns to Cena.
They embrace.
Bro shake. Then the hug.
Camera cuts to Cena's face.
And then The Rock fucking activates him like a sleeper agent.
Yeah.
like the Winter Soldier.
He calls back to Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Have you seen the theories behind that?
I have not.
So, obviously he does the cutthroat and then he holds up 3. The theory is that is the death of hustle, loyalty and respect.
Okay.
That's the theory behind that. And I just want to quickly insert just a little clip of what I said last week. I'll cut it there because last week I said that Cena and Rhodes was the only match that could possibly be face versus face.
Yeah, I did think that.
Boy, was I wrong.
But yeah, Cena's face drops, stands back, hoofs him in the plums. Oh my God.
But it doesn't stop there, Jack.
Oh my God.
He takes Dusty's Rolex off of Cody's arm. That's what he's got on his fist, and just starts pummeling it.
Cole kept calling it knuckle dusters.
Yeah, he couldn't see it.
I think McAfee kept going, it's a Rolex, it's a Rolex.
Well, that's because Cole has actually frequently said in interviews, I know he said it on Logan Paul's podcast, that he doesn't really read the notes anymore.
Right.
Those are pure reactions to what's going on. Him and Pat both do that.
Awesome.
So everything you see, it's a genuine reaction. And I believe Michael Cole said shit as well on air.
He dropped a shit bomb.
He did drop a shit bomb.
A shitty bomb.
But yeah, Cody got beaten the shit out of, and John Cena has turned heel.
There was a cool little thing as well, and whether it was planned or if it was just one of those happy accidents, Cole said, "Why does he need to sell out?"
Yeah.
Literally as he raised the title, like to the hard cam.
Yeah.
And it was like,
genius.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. They couldn't have rehearsed that and made that work.
Best heel turn in pro wrestling.
We'll see if it's best. Biggest, I think so.
As far as moments go.
Biggest heel turn since Hogan was the third man, I think.
It's up there with Larry Zbyszko turns heel on Bruno.
Yep.
Because that was like the first massive one. It's up there with Stone Cold shakes hands with Vince,
and then Hogan as the third man.
Those are the big Hogan ones. A bash at the beach. I'd say it's up there with them. In fact, it's above them. This is John Cena turning heel.
Yeah, I spoke to you about this earlier. My only concern is how long it's going to last. Will it last the entirety of this run?
Yeah,
you think so?
I reckon it'll last until someone beats him for the title.
Okay. So a farewell run where he's a heel is kind of wild, I think. I'm retiring in a year. Also, fuck you. I'm a bad guy now.
And do you know what else? John Cena turns heel and the crowd cheer is the most John Cena thing.
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Could you have imagined the cheers if it happened while they were asking for it?
Oh, man.
This is when nobody really wanted it.
Yeah. If you look out into the crowd when it happens, people like are barely reacting. They're just like,
yeah. It's like it's like when Undertaker's streak was broken.
Yeah.
When the 3 was counted for Brock's pin, the air just got sucked out of the room.
I remember watching that live in my mate's sitting room, and we didn't speak for about 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
we were just
same.
like,
yeah,
what just happened? And it was like that. I think the kick got a big reaction and a cheer, and then as the beatdown happened, people started realizing what was happening.
Yeah,
it was just like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I've spoken with a few friends about this, and I said, if I told you what happened, you wouldn't believe me. Because nobody would possibly believe that John Cena would turn heel ever at this point, and he's done it.
And not just, I'm a bad guy, I'm going to talk shit about you. He beat down the babyface to the point, and this leads me on to why I think the Zayn KO match wasn't as brutal, because there was blood.
Yes.
So I think they were specifically told, no blood in the pay-per-view, and that way
there's more impact
when Cody bleeds.
Yeah.
I don't think it quite worked. I think it was supposed to be a bit more, but human bodies don't play ball a lot of the time.
It was still a hell of a visual.
Yeah, and then The Rock wiping the blood on the
Cody's soul belt.
Yeah, the weight belt.
Yeah, he loves a weight belt.
He does love a weight belt, doesn't he?
Sort of made it a thing, but that's what's leading up to Mania. We'll have to wait and see Cena's justification for said heel turn, because he didn't give us fuck all in the press conference, did he?
He came out, unscrewed the mic that obviously didn't need to be unscrewed, and then walked out. Great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
Still in the light blue last time is now get up as well, which I liked.
He walked off in the jorts and the trainers, which is great.
Do we get a new theme, a new outfit? Do we get all of that?
I reckon we get a new theme and we get him coming out in high-vis gear and he's like, now I want to be seen. See me now.
You've never seen me. I'm thinking they're going to lean more corporate with it.
Oh yeah, Hollywood Cena. Because he's Hollywood now.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see what he wears. Because obviously, Hollywood Rock, it was like the black leather vest.
Yeah.
And the leather trousers. But what would Cena wear?
Do you reckon he changes the AA back to the FU again?
Oh, that would be good. I'd like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity in this heel turn. Triple H has done it again.
It could be. He could have a weird mix of himself now and Doctor of Thugonomics Cena. So he could come out with the chain, because it was a big chain with a padlock on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and have, like how Undertaker did in the last few matches, where he sort of melded all of his gimmicks together, and it was more of a, this is me now. Mm-hmm. It could be that.
Yeah, that could definitely happen. But kudos to Triple H. He has gotten flack in the last few years for being a bit too predictable with his storylines, but when he pulls a swerve, he pulls a fucking swerve.
Yeah, nobody would have seen Nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think back
Which is ironic, because...
Yeah, of course. But I think back to some of the famous heel turns that have fallen under his regime, like the Gargano and Ciampa stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. That was the first time we got the title swerve.
Oh, the title card comes up.
First time that ever happened was Gargano and Ciampa, and he's loved using it since. So, well done. Well done, Papa H.
I think what now has to happen to cement this heel turn, next SmackDown?
Probably.
Raw. SmackDown?
Cody's on SmackDown, so SmackDown.
Next SmackDown, John Cena comes out, gets interrupted by R-Truth, who is disappointed in his childhood hero, and Cena beats down R-Truth. How beloved is R-Truth at the minute?
So beloved.
And seeing Cena beat down R-Truth, I think that would cement the heel turn.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be great.
The only remaining question now is what happens with the other 5 members of that match. Presumably Punk and Rollins are going to have another match, which I don't really want because they did it on the Netflix debut. So I don't know why they would do that again. Priest and McIntyre will probably have a thing, but then that leaves Logan as well.
Just leave Logan Paul off.
Logan's not going to be at Mania.
Yeah.
You know that's the truth.
Maybe a triple threat.
Yeah, it's really up in the air what they can do. I'd like a Punk, McIntyre, Rollins triple threat.
That's the one. That's the match there, which leaves Priest out.
Yeah.
Which is so unfortunate.
And then you can have Priest versus Logan. That wouldn't be too bad. But it's the story that goes with it. And the only other problem I have with the triple threat is that those 3, they need more stakes, I think, than bragging rights.
Yeah, not just an I hate you,
just because.
And you hate him.
Like Owens and Orton, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's been building for months. And Drew and McIntyre did have that for months because it made sense. Mm-hmm. When it's 3 people, you have to really nail the story, or there needs to be something up for grabs. And
we'll see what happens.
Unless they make it a stipulation match of some kind. But I mean, triple threats are like no DQ anyway, so
yeah,
remains to be seen, I guess. Anything else in the week of wrestling you want to discuss?
I mean, it feels weird to keep talking after we've just seen a John Cena heel turn. Everything else just seems a bit after that.
I feel a bit dead inside.
Well, speaking of dead inside, Malachi Black, there's rumours that there's plans for him to join Judgment Day upon his return.
He could quite literally turn up by the time this episode comes out. Yeah.
Don't join Judgment Day.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, come back and be a badass.
a lone wolf.
Yeah.
But not like Baron Corbin.
Put him with Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Just make it happen. Just make them happy. They're husband and wife. Just put them together.
Well, if they're in the same company, they're happy. It's fine. It's fine.
Don't join Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him saying stuff and Carlito going, oh? Just no. Come on.
Excellent Carlito impression, by the way.
It's better than the other comments he's been making.
Thing is, he's just improvising, and he doesn't really care. He's just saying stuff he thinks is funny.
He's managed to get another 2 years getting paid.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
by making dick jokes.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Yeah, that it looked pretty hard to me. It's a great joke.
Great joke.
Genius. But we're getting off track. Malachi Black.
Yeah, I just don't want him to join Judgment Day.
No, I think if they immediately do like a usurper thing, like they did with Finn and Edge, but again, you're just treading the same water there.
If that leads to a Malachi he's not going to be Malachi, is it? If that leads to a Black Finn match, I'm for that.
Yeah.
That can... What if it's... Oh, hang on a second.
Oh, here we go. He's cooking.
Yeah, it could be Black and Priest.
Could be Black and Priest, although Priest doesn't really want anything to do with the Judgment Day, so...
Black Priest?
Maybe. Could happen.
Yep.
Yep.
That'll be a good match.
I don't care what they do with, presumably, Alistair Black at the moment. All I care about is that they keep the theme. Keep the CFOS theme.
Root of all evil?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
But they're gonna Death Rebel him, aren't they?
We'll see.
Oh, I hope not.
He might even keep his... No, he won't keep his AEW thing.
It's licensed music, so he could.
Yeah, no, I listen to the band quite regularly.
So they could do something similar with that as well. But
I told you the story of when I found the band that did House of Black's theme.
Yeah.
I was getting tattooed at the time, and I was like, oh, this band I like to put an album out. I'll listen to that, and I was like, where do I know this from? I was like, oh, it's
House of Black.
Yeah. Funny that covered in tattoos has the same music style as Alistair Black.
What a small world.
I know.
But yeah, I imagine he might do something similar. Might license another band, but I'm just concerned where they're going to put him, because I think if I was Alistair Black at this point, I'd be like, give me something. I mean, I went on the main roster. I didn't win a thing. He didn't win a single title on the main roster. He was there for like a year and a half before he left.
Yeah.
He needs something, and I think he needs a serious push. Like
belt type push.
Yeah, I'm worried they're going to do what they did with Nakamura, with him, essentially.
Here's this cool new gimmick. Here's a belt. See ya.
Yeah. Oh, no, you've lost the belt. Get down in the dregs with everybody else.
Yeah.
When he's got this very strange charisma to him, Alistair Black.
Yeah, he does.
He always has. And the fans always love him, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. He can talk well, considering English is his second language. He talks really well.
Well, English is his second language, but he is Dutch, which is the closest to English you can possibly get.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's hard for us to say because we speak English and we've got no need to speak another language. But most European countries, you learn, obviously, your language and English at the same time.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, he's always been a good promo.
He could potentially be an NXT return.
Maybe, but then I just wonder where he goes. I really want him to have, like, the World Heavyweight Championship, for instance. I don't think I could see him holding the Undisputed, but having the World Heavyweight Champion, he could be in that group of people.
He's wrestled Gunther before.
Outside of WWE.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he has.
I'm pretty sure I watched it.
As Tommy End, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and it was in WXW.
Oh, okay.
Some German organisation, I think. I'm pretty sure they've wrestled a few times.
I'd like them to run back McIntyre, because I think they had a feud in NXT. I might be mixing it because I think he won the bout off Almas, and I think he lost it to McIntyre.
Yeah, I was trying to work it out. Yeah,
I know he won it off Almas.
Interesting.
So they've got history as well. There's definitely something there, and Drew's at that level now after the work he's done.
Yeah, and all it would take is one Black Mass.
Yeah.
And it would be great.
Yeah, for all the people who haven't seen him in the 4 years he hasn't been with the company, I think. Have him turn up, Black Mass, here's who I am. Welcome to whatever the WWE equivalent of the House of Black is. That's all you need. Do it to Cody again. Fuck it.
Yeah, lights go off. Stood in the ring. If Cody wasn't in probably one of the best stories going on WWE TV at the minute. Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Anything else you want to discuss before we wrap up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for listening or watching us on the Headlock Talkover Podcast. Don't forget to give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. Let us know what you think of the episode. Rate us if you're listening on Spotify or any other podcast platform. Every little helps. Until next time. Kick you in the dick.